That's our trophy.
Right here.
All right.
No Blake.
Welcome to week 4. Justin won our week 3 payout for most quarterback points with Drew Brees with 37.7.
Congratulations, Justin.
Yep, $10 to Justin. He also won last week as well, 3-0. Congratulations. We had several trades again this past week. The main one happened last Wednesday during the video shoot that we were unaware of. Justin traded Arian Foster, Ben Tate, and Cecil Shorts to my brother for, who did he have at that time?
Ray Rice.
Yeah, Bernard Pierce. And somebody. But Leaper traded Stephen Ridley and Shane Vereen to Burt for Vincent Jackson and Kellen Winslow. Burt really needed a running back after the Ahmad Bradshaw, Trent Richardson fiasco last week. Which then Andy Wallace, last Thursday night, the Deacon Booze himself, got a little booze and decided he was going to start accepting trades. Traded Bilal Powell and Heath Miller to Todd for Brent Selleck and Chris Givens.
So far, Bilal Powell's the SOD, steal of the draft.
Yeah. He rushed for 147 or so, and Wallace didn't even know he traded until the next day. But my brother wasn't done trading yet either. He decided having Arian Foster for a day was good enough. Trades him and Arian Foster, Ben Tate, and Cecil Shorts, the entire deal he got from Justin, for Doug Martin, Greg Jennings, and Mike Tolbert. So it makes you wonder if Justin would have rather had Doug Martin instead of Ray Rice situation. But then another first-round running back got traded again as well, as Drew traded Marshawn Lynch. Josh traded Marshawn Lynch, Emmanuel Sanders, Robert Turbin, and D'Angelo Williams to Drew for Reggie Bush, Joique Bell, A.J. Green, and Felix Jones. Drew was... no one knows what happened with Drew. Traded his first and second-round picks for Josh's trade from Blake. 6 first-rounders traded this year already.
1 second.
Then, also, my dad, RG3, Le'Veon Bell to Justin for Pierre Garçon. Justin felt like he needed a running back.
I think your dad needed a wide receiver 6.
Yeah. He's got all the Redskins fantasy relevant players right now.
Good thing they're 31st against the pass and rush. And
Andy himself, he had Trent Richardson traded to the Colts, as we all know. Felt like he needed his handcuff. Traded Hakeem Nicks, Danny Woodhead to Burt for Eric Decker and Bradshaw, which Decker had a huge game on Monday night. Monday night. One in the week, actually. So if he would have lost had he not made that trade, actually, because he would have started Nicks. Nicks got a 0.
Good point.
Yeah, it was a winning trade for you. So we'll have to remember this trade because that sent Josh to 0-3.
That would have been embarrassing to lose to Josh.
Yeah, well, he's got the Lions running game. That's about it.
That's actually kind of scary nowadays.
And A.J. Green and Roddy White.
What's wrong with that?
Well, Roddy White is not Roddy White.
That's true.
Blake.
Don't forget Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he's got Matt Ryan.
Blake best 0-3 team.
Blake continues to trade running backs. He traded Maurice Jones-Drew, Percy Harvin, who is supposed to come back week 7 if you listen to him on Twitter, and Greg Jennings. Greg Jennings is just the guy nobody wants. He's a big name, and he's been traded 4 times this year already. He's just that great throw-in guy. Maybe I'll get a wide receiver 3 out of him. For D'Angelo Williams, Mike Wallace, Ryan Broyles.
Ponder might get a bench this week. He's nursing some rib injuries, so that could bring in Matt Castle, which could inflate Greg Jennings' stock out in London. They're going to want to try dazzle the teams in London, so they're just going to hand it off to Adrian Peterson. So never mind.
And then
leave Greg Jennings on the bench.
I myself made a trade today. I traded Noshawn Moreno and Jason Snelling to Brad for C.J. Spiller.
I think the cops are still looking for you for that rape charge. First-degree rape, second-degree rape, third-degree rape.
I send out a lot of trade offers every day. I
don't even consider that a trade offer. I think you clicked the wrong button.
He did not. He dropped Malcolm Floyd during that trade. He might have clicked 2 wrong buttons.
He clicked 2 wrong buttons.
I sent a lot of trade offers out. I had some running back depth and felt like I was going to try to get some counter offers. And Brad was just in the right mode. I tried to get Lacey from him all week. He wouldn't trade Lacey, and so I decided maybe he'd trade Spiller, being a Bills fan.
So let's not trade the player who's been out with a concussion for and let's trade the guy who was a automatic top 5 pick in every draft.
But Spiller's a lot like McFadden, injury prone and has disappointed a lot this year. He's more of the high upside guy that I felt like I needed as opposed to.
McFadden was leading the AFC in rushing going into last week. Threw a touchdown pass, got 2 touchdowns.
Where do you think McFadden's going to be week 7?
Where?
You think you're starting McFadden week 7?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
All right.
Our week 3 game wrap-ups. The second time in 3 weeks we had the first and second highest scoring teams play each other. I scored 170 last week, which is our high total for the year.
I think you scored that in the first half of the morning games, too.
I had some really good luck this week. Jimmy Graham went off, had the Chiefs defense, had some really big blow-ups.
Totally jinxed my lock of the week.
I defeated Don at 133 as Jimmy Graham came back to give a big fuck you to Don after sending him away. Jimmy Graham's been traded 3 times this year, and I can tell you he will probably not be traded again. Whipple beat Leaper, who their actually combined score would not have beat my 170. Together, they could not have beat me this week, which shows how bad they both performed and how really lucky I got this week.
Your head's getting bigger, Kyle. You have 1 win on this year.
I do have 1 win, but it was my best win, and everybody scored. It was just really bizarre. Justin beat Brad, where Brad's team continued to underachieve. He's got Megatron, he's got Cruz, he's got Tony Romo, he has Spiller, he had big names. I was just really surprised 0-3. Brad is probably the most
bigger names now though with Jason Snelling and
Sean Marino.
Sean Marino.
Well, he needs depth. He's really the most unluckiest person in fantasy football. I agree with him when he says he's unlucky. He just bad shit happens to him. Andy Wallace destroyed Burt. Actually doubled him up. Wallace scored 120. Burt didn't even score 60. Just a bad week for Burt after losing Bradshaw running back. But he got Woodhead. Woodhead's going to be a solid guy for Burt going forward, I think.
Thanks, Burt. I need a Bradshaw and Decker.
Andy Nelson beat Josh, and like we discussed earlier, he makes that trade for Decker. He wins. He loses because he starts next and gets a 0 and completely hates the Giants instead of just having Eli score 4 points a week for him. Blake beat Drew to get his first win. Then they decided to make a trade for each other. They must have liked what each other saw in each other's teams. Todd beat Carl. As you know, my dad decided he would roll the dice on Vernon Davis. Players do lock at 11 o'clock every Sunday. If you can't plan ahead, that is your fault. If you have a guy making a game-time decision, you don't know Sunday morning their game-time decision. It's notified several days in advance. Yes. Okay. I mean, you have plenty of time Sunday morning to make a decision. I do not feel bad for anybody that cannot plan ahead.
Prepare.
Yeah. We've got extra bench spots. We've had 6 bench spots. Plenty of time. This week but the highlight was a lot of duds. A lot of teams underperformed. Burt scored 60. Leaper scored 62, I think. Just a lot of really poor performances. I expect a lot more trades upcoming this week just for guys, because I don't know anybody who's really happy with their team. A lot of holes. My game of the week for this upcoming week is the Battle of the Andys. Andy Nelson versus Andy Wallace. Both are 3-0. So we'll find out who is the better Andy. I think everybody likes Andy Wallace better, personally. I don't think that's a landslide vote. I mean, you would lose that. Probably 13-0. Who they like better?
No, 13-1.
Would you vote for yourself?
Yes.
You like Wallace better.
I like myself.
I like Wallace better.
Wallace's are great.
We might replace you with Wallace in this video. If you lose, you're going to replace with Wallace. That is happening. If you lose, you are replaced with Wallace. That is what happens. Okay?
All right, so if you lose, Leaper's replacing you?
No. It's the deal. Whatever Andy wins gets to be in the videos. That's the deal. Justin, who was 3-0, plays myself. Justin, just a couple trades on the year, but it works out good as he traded for Le'Veon Bell, and Bell's back this week. And as of now, he has Bell in a starting lineup. We'll see if he gets anxious.
Mistake. He's playing the Vikings.
He's got a great matchup.
He has a great matchup.
Where's the Vikings?
London is going to be a running game. Rain's over there. Yeah, it's going to rain.
Wet ground.
It's going to rain over there.
So he'll get 3 carries and
30.
blow out his knee again.
30 carries. John Whipple plays Todd. Whipple's at 2-1. Todd's 3-0. Todd has 3-0 with 2 division wins. So Todd's looking great for making the playoffs. He probably only needs to win 3 more games.
Is this another game?
No, I don't believe. I don't have the standings right in front of me.
Way to be prepared, Kyle.
Yeah. Carl will play his My dad will play his second-born son and Blake this week. Both 1 and 2 teams. They are in the same division. I do know that. The winner of this game will be 2-2 and in a great playoff position. Which this game is going to be a very important tiebreaker. The way the standings are looking right now.
Can we change the gold division's name to the 1 and 2 Dilks?
Yeah, we all are all 1 and 2. Till next week. Trader Don plays Burt. A lot of people say Don fucked up his team, maybe made a couple trades too many. But Burt took a huge blow losing Bradshaw, but he's made a lot of moves, totally different team. I feel like Sproles is probably going to get going for Burt soon, and that's going to make him feel better.
Burt's losing Aaron Rodgers this week to a bye, which is a huge loss.
Yeah, I don't even know who he has starting this week.
Flacco.
Yeah. You can talk yourself into that.
Highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
He has a Super Bowl ring.
2.
Drew plays Leaper. Leaper's team has taken a huge step back. Second highest points week 1. Lost Marine. David Wilson has just continued to disappoint.
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt you, but if you take Leaper's second and third weeks and combine his totals, does that equal his point scored week 1?
It doesn't. Correct ruling? Leaper says no. He says his week 1 beats his 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. Leaper's looking at 0 and 4. He's probably looking at maybe getting to draft Matt Forte next year and the number 1 pick 2 years in a row, possibly, if he loses this game. He'll be heading to the toilet bowl again. Maybe he'll just reside there. We'll name the trophy after him, the Brian Leaper Memorial Toilet Bowl Trophy.
Memorial.
Speaking of 0 and 4, we have 2 0 and 3 teams going against each other this week as Brad plays Josh. Whoever loses will drop to 0 and 4, and as the most losses I think you can have to make the playoffs is 6. Although Burt did make a huge run our first year, I believe. He started off 1 and 5, just got hot, and I don't think he lost a game after that.
Won
Won it and got the trophy. Not that trophy, a new one. Our week 4 playout is going to be most points overall scored, so high score. I jumped a week early on this, but I haven't won a weekly payout in over 2 years now, so...
Shot your load.
Yeah,
little premature pointage here.
Yep. We'll see if I save some for this week.
Save some or come?
Well, you never know. Who was your most disappointing player this week, Andy? Who let you down?
Most disappointing player this week is actually the manager of the Meat Wagon Drivers. How you can trade a top 5 pick across the board for 2 running backs that are in 3 running back sets is beyond me. Mind you, I have 2 running backs and 2 running back sets that I would put on the table right now. So, Kyle, would you take Ahmad Bradshaw and Marcel Reese for C.J. Spiller right now?
I can tell you no.
No. Those are 2 running backs in 2 running back sets. But you gave up 2 running backs in 3 running back sets and got C.J. Spiller.
Moreno and Stelling are, as of right now, the 12th and 13th overall running back. Spiller is like the 42nd.
Spiller is the 42nd. Well, that's just awesome.
Spiller hasn't done shit this year. He scored in double digits 1 game.
Okay, he's played 3 games.
We're 25% through our season.
No, not.
Our fantasy season.
No.
Where are we then?
Oh, you're right. The fantasy season.
Our fantasy season. We're 25% through the season, so it's time to make a decision. If he's 0 and 3. He can't hang on to these guys that are underachieving. He needs to win.
No, he's not. He's 1 win away from being in the playoffs. He beats you. You're out of the playoffs. He's in.
Snelling has.
Good thing he'll do it with 2 running backs and 3 running back sets.
Since Steven Jackson's gone down, Snelling is the number 1 running back in fantasy.
Okay, till week 7.
It doesn't matter.
And
week 7 is over for Brad.
Is a bye.
Week 7 is over for Brad.
Yeah.
You can't wait till week 7.
So you can start C.J. Spiller, who's going to outpoint. I'll put a beer on this. I bet you C.J. Spiller outpoints Jason Snelling and whoever the hell the other person was in the trade. No, Sean Moreno.
Combined?
Yes, combined.
Well, who's your best trade of the week?
Best trade?
Yeah.
I'm going to be completely selfish and say my trade was the best. 1, because it locked up my roster. I was so uncertain with Trent Richardson at RB2 after the big trade to Indianapolis to get Ahmad Bradshaw to secure the Indianapolis Colts running game was awesome. I picked up Marcel Reese. I know it wasn't a trade, but it was a pickup I got right after the trade, which locked up my Oakland Raiders running back, which is kind of scary, but at least I had 2 running backs locked up. And it got me Eric Decker, who played. Like Kyle said, I would have started Hakeem Nicks, who got 0 points. Decker played, got 27. I won by 25 points. So,
Worst trade. Sounds like you already mentioned it, though.
yeah, worst trade. Just, I don't even want to call it a trade. I think it's an oops.
We all make them. Some say Drew did it when he traded Lynch away.
Lynch, you mean AJ Green?
Yeah. Traded for Lynch. Got rid of AJ Green and Bell. But I still don't. Yeah.
Top producer this week, I have to go with two. Selfish dude over here is going to say the Cleveland Browns wide receiver. I'm not going to go there. I'm going with the Cleveland Browns tight end, Jordan Cameron. Huge day, 3 touchdowns against the Minnesota Vikings. So here's a good spot play for you tight end illiterate folks, Carl. There's a tight end for the Steelers who's probably on waivers. Heath Miller, he's played the Vikings. Vikings gave up 3 touchdowns to Jordan Cameron last week, gave up 2 touchdowns to Martellus Bennett the week before. So there's 5 touchdowns to tight ends in the last 2 weeks. So big shout out to Jordan Cameron. The other guy I'm going with has to be Antonio Brown. 9 catches, 196 yards, 2 TDs, and a personal foul late to top it off. Shout out to Jordan Cameron and Antonio Brown, top producers in fantasy last week.
Who's your lock of the week to win?
Lock of the week is the leader of the gold division. I'm going to go with the Purple Magic defeating the tongue box in my shit box or something. Tongue bang your fuck box or Whipple.
Whipple. All right, so Josh and Brad, one of them is going to be 0-4 after come Tuesday morning. Do either of them have a shot to make the playoffs?
Yes, because that division absolutely sucks. The third place team in that division is 1-2. Brad's 0-3. 1 win puts him in third place if he beats you. Now you're behind him in the standings.
What player did you pick up last year that helped you win the Super Bowl late?
What player did I pick up late last year that helped you win the Super Bowl? No Sean Moreno.
There we go. That's all I have to say.
Hey.